Hello, everyone. So as we are waiting for the second part of episode 77 to get released, I decided to keep finding what details all the Skibidi analysts missed in the earlier episodes of Skibidi Toilet series. Because you know me and my style, guys, and I am always aiming to dig real deep in the search for secrets and Easter eggs that Boom had hidden somewhere really far from us. So in today's video, I'll show you all the message and hidden hints that the secret agent ever sent to us in this series. And I'll also explain what every one of those messages actually meant and what we should expect from the secret agent in the future episodes. And I'm not intending to clickbait you guys or anything like that, but trust me, what you're going to find in this video is about to blow you mind for real. So get your tea and snacks ready and prepare to watch this video to the end, because I saved the craziest part for later as always. And let's go! And be sure to also give this video a like and subscribe to my channel if you haven't done that already, because I am making a lot of Skibidi content to entertain you guys in the moments when we all are waiting for the new episode to come out. Okay, so if you are subscribed now, let's move on to the secret messages from the secret agent that I dug in today. Okay, so I already mentioned it several times how Boom dropped a very unexpected twist on us in the moment when he told one of the Russian Skibidi YouTubers that lots of very important details were missed by every single Skibidi analyst. And he was talking about the moments long before episode 75 was released. And of course, his words literally made all of us go feral, because what in the actual heck? We're sitting here and analyzing almost every frame from his series, and still something was being missed out on our part. So I took the Boom's words as a challenge and started figuring out where I could basically miss something. And it got me thinking that I could have missed some of the secret agent's messages because he is one of the longest existing mysteries of the whole series, and we still didn't really crack his character. So some of the unsolved secrets must have definitely been connected to the secret agent. So I rewatched the whole freaking Skibidi Toilet series, which was not an easy thing to do, you know. So I am ready to break down the whole chronology of the secret agent's appearances and what each of these appearances truly mean. So the very first time the secret agent appeared in the series was in episode 45, and it was probably just a funny reference to Boom, aka the creator of the Skibidi Toilet series himself, as it was quite the common tactics for many animators to introduce their own cameo-like character into the series they're making. So it's possible that Boom didn't really have a specific plot arc for the secret agent at that time, but I'd assume that he definitely planned it to develop from that first appearance. So in episode 45, the secret agent was just introduced to the audience as the character who was going to be more developed in the new upcoming episodes. And he was just observing Plungerman at that time, which, as we'll figure out later, will be revealed in their very specific relationships that will also involve Lucky Cameraman, but we'll get to all that a little bit later. But aside from that, nothing was really happening until episode 46 stroke when we saw the secret agent again. And it wasn't just him who was standing near the tree and observing how Titan TV Man was chasing Titan Speakerman, but in this episode we also saw Lucky Cameraman for just a few brief seconds. And how it was really him, you can ask me? Well, if we'll look closer at this frame, then we'll see that the color of this cameraman's suit is blue, who was running in the middle of the street and then later got consumed by the vacuum Skibidi urinal. And Simp Cameraman also supposedly appears in episode 46, and we can see him at the very end getting out of the fallen urinal's mouth. So basically this episode contains several extremely important characters that will develop their own plot arcs later in the series. And it's especially important to note that it was never a coincidence how the secret agent appearances always happened almost at the same time when Lucky Cameraman appeared on the screen. And I'm not going to tell you too much about the dynamics between Lucky Cameraman and Boom's character because I've already done an excellent video on that topic in the earlier months of my channel, where I basically broke down all the story connected to these two characters. So if you're interested in refreshing your memory, then you can re-watch that analysis after you'll finish watching this video. Long story short, though, is that at one point Lucky Cameraman had been saved by the secret agent and eventually became his hidden apprentice who was actually following Boom's orders and playing their own game in the secret from the rest of the Alliance. And in my earlier videos, I even suggested that it could have happened in episode 47 where the secret agent could have saved the POV from the imminent destruction. And it was possible that the POV of that episode could somehow be Lucky Cameraman. But I am not so sure of that theory though, because how would Lucky Cameraman get transferred in such a long distance within such a short period of time? And it also looked like the secret agent was simply removing the lens from the camera of the POV who was slowly passing away. So it's also possible that Boom's character was simply interested in the data that this cameraman's head camera recorded. But in any case, I believe that Boom wanted to show us the close-up frame of the secret agent's face. And he did that with one actual reason. I believe that he wanted to prove it to his audience that it is a completely new character, which is clearly a manifestation of Boom's own identity, and it's not G-Man, Gordon Freeman model, or anybody else. So Boom was basically introduced as the crucial but really elusive figure, whose motivations remain unclear throughout pretty much of the whole series. That's why during first appearances he had been merely observing battles without engaging in them himself. That could suggest that his influence was apparently most efficient behind the scenes, and not in the foreground. And it was also obvious that his involvement with characters like Plungerman and the Lucky Cameraman meant how Boom may have chosen these agents as pivotal to his future strategic plans. And that's why Lucky Cameraman, who as we know now is his most trusted operating apprentice, was shielded from harm by the secret agent so many times as it could be seen in various episodes where Lucky Cameraman miraculously survived many dangerous encounters. It's because Boom had chosen this guy for his future operations and we just started seeing them unwrapping. So, the presence of the secret agent becomes an ongoing thread in Skibidi Toilet from episode 48 onwards, and it was after this exact episode when he started leaving lots of hints with his mysterious appearances and cryptic messages. So in episode 48, the inscription "He is watching" confirms that Boom was observing Mecha Scientist while he was shooting with the anti-parasitic cannon. And by the way, this cryptic sign is really precious to me because it was one of the very first secrets that I found as I started this channel almost 1 year ago. And this sign was probably an experimental detail by Boom that he included in his episodes for two reasons. The first one is to see whether Skibidi fans, and especially Skibidi analysts like me, will be able to find such cryptic details and Easter eggs easily or not. And in the end, it was proved to him that we're capable enough of doing so. And the second reason is that he wanted to show up the significance of the secret agent's future character and give him some sort of mysterious vibes he deserved. And as the story started unfolding even more, Boom's character becomes more and more enigmatic. So by the moment episode 52 got released, we can see another hidden appearance from the secret agent, which is accompanied by another cryptic message which reads as, "Your real enemy is..." And the rest of the phrase was heavily blurred so that we couldn't find out who our future antagonists are too early into the series. And then we can see another cryptic note which reads as, "New species are already here." And of course, this was clearly the foreshadowing of the arrival of new threats in a form of Astro toilets, but surely we didn't know their names by that time yet. And what's interesting, though, is that the first Astro Trooper already appeared an episode earlier when we have been observing everything from Titan Cameraman's POV. But we didn't even have a clue that it was an Astro Trooper with red eyes our Titan destroyed, because Boom added this detail into description of episode 51 much, much later. So yeah, when the cryptic messages of episode 52 started popping up, we didn't really have a clear understanding of who those new species are. And instead we have been speculating on all sorts of other irrelevant things. And it's really mind-blowing to realize now how Boom already introduced Astro toilets to us at the moment these messages were posted, but we just didn't notice something so obvious. And it proves how lots of Boom's plot twists or cliffhangers were already prepared by him long before we even start noticing them. And he also foreshadows them long time prior to his major reveals. So, yeah, he's a mastermind, basically. And then we see the so-called official reveal of Astro toilets in episode 53, where the UFO toilet appears. But even him didn't really make us think at the time that he was a representative of completely different species that would be even more dangerous to the Earth than Skibidi toilets. Okay, and the next time we see another cryptic message appearing in Boom's series happens in episode 55, where we see the phrase, "They will come on the side of the skyscraper." And by the way, this inscription is especially clear to see in the YouTube Shorts version of this episode, and there is a high chance that this phrase also referred to the Astro toilets who were about to conquer the Earth later in the series. But the UFO toilet appears in this episode already once again when he is seen as if he was trying to ruin the Alliance's mission about taking Titan Speakermen back with the usage of their newly invented and fully upgraded anti-parasite cannon. But the UFO toilet distracts the attention of Titan Cameraman, who was guarding the tank carrying this weapon. And as a result of this, the anti-parasite cannon was actually destroyed. Okay, and do you guys know what's so especially important about this scene? It's the intentions of the UFO toilet himself. Because I was believing for a really long time that during that period in the series, Astro toilets worked in the cooperation with Skibidi toilets, and in episode 55, this attack on anti-parasite weapon was also coordinated with G-Man and Skibidi scientist. But now it occurs to me that we never saw Astro toilets and Skibidi toilets working as partners in any of the battles prior to episode 60. Even in episode 51, when we saw the Astro troop for the first time, it was just shown to us how he and Titan cameraman started fighting aside from the major Skibidi encounters. So it was pretty difficult to establish and confirm the narrative that Astro toilets and Skibidi toilets are indeed comrades. And what exactly I mean by that, I'll tell you later in this video as we'll keep going at the secret agent's appearances. In any case, the things start getting even more heated from that point. Because in episode 56, we can see the secret agent back-to-back after his appearance in the previous 55th episode, where he could be seen standing on the balcony and watching the fight of the Alliance and Toxic Skull Skibidi. So in the beginning of episode 56, he could be seen sitting in the car, and Lucky Cameraman is somewhere nearby once again. But I'm going to talk about something much more specific. Because this episode actually includes an unnoticed Arabic inscription meaning Year of Preparation, which was placed near the restaurant building, and this is hinting at future events once again. Because 11 months after that episode's release with such a message, we got the Astro plot arc where they finally started conquering the Earth. Isn't this timing just crazy, guys? And that also means that all this time Astro toilets were literally waiting for the best moment to strike, and also observing the surroundings and battles between the Alliance and Skibidi army. Then, in episode 57, Boom's character appears on a roof during the Battle of the Titans, while Lucky Cameraman sits nearby while also staying unharmed. And another inscription, Betrayal, flashes on the screen this time. And when I noticed this sign months ago, I didn't really understand what it truly meant at the time. And initially, I thought that this sign was related to Simp Cameraman, who was left behind by TV Woman that saved only Plunger Man instead. But now I think that all of these little cryptic pieces were a part of one major thing, and it's the upcoming plot arc of Astro toilets. So Boom not only hinted to us their appearance and the fact that they're really dangerous, but also the fact that betrayal will be the center of their plot arc. And that's exactly what happened. And it was Astro Detainer who directly accused G-Man of betrayal in episode 72, but we'll get to that really soon. In the following 58th episode, Boom's character watches Titan Speakerman's attack on a Skibidi toilet from the roof, as well as observes the major freeing process of Speakerman, and then he eventually leaves after the Titans fly away. His brief appearance continues in episodes 59 and 61, where he is seen behind a car and behind wreckage respectively. And his interactions seem to be completely focused on Lucky Cameraman, which suggests a deeper connection between them. And in general, I can see one clear pattern here. For a long period of time, the secret agent appears in the series in order to either observe the global events that are going on, or to keep a sharp eye on the crucial characters like Plunger Man or Lucky Cameraman. And apparently his goal is to keep them safe and alive until the moments when he'll decide their fate specifically. And that's why Plungerman was kept alive long enough for him to destroy Skibidi's scientist. And only after that, the secret agent decided to pause his activities, so to speak. Episode 62 provides a subtle yet crucial detail when only Boom's legs are visible, and he tosses headphones to the POV, saving him from the upcoming sound attack. And this scene once again indicates of the secret agent's selective protectiveness towards certain characters. Then we can see the message Trap in episode 64. And I'm pretty sure that this message foreshadowed the upcoming events of episode 65, so it's not really that deep. And Boom's face also appears on all the screens at one moment, after which he just disappears into thin air, and it is implied that he is orchestrating certain events behind the scenes. In episode 65, the secret agent watches over Lucky Cameraman once again. But when it really gets interesting is in episode 66, when we see a sudden flash of lighting, and then Boom seemingly tries to intercept the message meant for the cameramen to receive, and apparently he wanted to provide the cameramen with something opposed to what Skibidi scientist aimed to send. And then we see another cryptic message with the words "Real Threat" appearing on a hangar screen. And then we see Face of the Secret Agent all over again, just as it was in episode 64. Then in episode 67, the secret agent directly influences the POV so that he with the infiltration squad got to the Skibidi bunker and eventually chased Skibidi scientists down. And before that, in the secret scene of the whole episode 67, we can see the well-known flashback of the secret agent cooperating with Lucky Cameraman. In this scene, we can also see him looking at the picture of the ongoing battle. So it is apparent that initially the secret agent planned to destroy Skibidi scientist with the hands of Lucky Cameraman and the green-suited brothers. Well, basically with his agents only. And that's why he prevented Plungerman from initially entering the bunker, although there is still some blank spaces about it personally. Then in the second part of episode 68, Boom's presence is confirmed again through teleportation flashes inside the Skibidi bunker, which means that he's interacting not only with the Alliance's agents, but with Skibidi toilets too. Then in the first part of episode 70, we can notice the silhouette in the car. And later in this episode, the Astro toilet says, "You all will die," which seems not even like a threat, but rather a prediction. Then in the second part of the episode, we can actually check out the Skibidi scientist's contract with Astro faction, as well as the poster with the secret agent. And below that poster, we can also notice two monitors not being linked to the actual computer system, which is, as I believe, an early reference to the Computerman's race. In the third part, Plungerman and the Dark Speakerman agents become invisible, and it is the ghost of one of the green cameramen that makes them to do so. And finally, in the full version of episode 70, we can partly hear what the secret agent said to Skibidi scientist, and it sounded like, "Because I don't know yet. You're not needed. You cannot escape. My little pawn will kill you. Well, guess I can trust. Goodbye."
You cannot escape. My little pawn will kill you.
And I have a theory that Skibidi scientist had plans on betraying G-Man, maybe with hopes to reconnect with Astro faction. And the secret agent simply cut off this opportunity for him because he had his own goals about G-Man. Although this is just a theory of mine and the meaning of Boom's words is still not 100% clear. Then at the very end of episode 70, the secret agent thanks Plungerman for destroying the scientist with his help, but he also says that the bigger threat is ahead, and therefore, some of the information must remain secret. And I think it's obvious that the secret agent sees Astros not as possible cooperators, but as enemies, and he doesn't want them to conquer the Earth at all. In one of the secret scenes from the full season 23, the Boom's character tells Lucky Cameraman to follow the initial plan. He also says, "I'm sure you'll convince them." And then in the second part of episode 72, Astro Detainer tells G-Man, "You know the punishment for treason. No one will escape justice." And if you watched my previous video regarding the lore of Astro toilets, then you must know what these words mean and why G-Man is considered to be a traitor. Later, in the full version of episode 72, we can see the silhouette of some mysterious cameraman with some kind of white lamp, who is apparently one of Boom's agents, although it is not that clear yet. And in the full version of episode 73, we can notice the flash which once again indicates of the appearance of the secret agent. And later in this scene, we can see how G-Man transmits the green bundle of energy to Titan TV Man's core, which can mean that the secret agent wants to spread his influence on the Alliance through Titan TV Man as well. And finally, the last time we saw the secret agent happened in episode 76, where he could be noticed inside some sort of cottage house, apparently looking at Astro Duchess. And to tell you honestly, guys, I have just a crazy theory regarding the secret agent and Astro Duchess, and I think that I'll make a separate video about that topic. And that was all for today. I really hope you enjoyed today's video, and if you did, hit the like button below, and also be sure to write a comment below. And don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube and Discord channels, not to miss my new interesting videos. And that was me, ISOTOILET. See ya!